Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drangleic. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
How's it going, guys? This is Legendary Nats coming at you again. We have returned from my little small hiatus, and I want to thank you guys so much. I haven't had the opportunity to do it yet, and I plan on doing a thank you video and an about me video. I've just been very busy this week, but guys, we've hit over 100 subscribers. Woo! And I want to thank you guys so much for that. But now we're back into Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. And we have a lot to do in this game. And I'm going to try and do a little bit of bulk recording here for the next couple, or for today. Because in the next couple of days I won't be able to do too much. I've got to clean out my room because we're having carpet installed inside this room. And then got some other things I'm going to be doing. Do not attack these little dogs. They will jack you up. Seriously. First time I played through, I attacked them, and you have no weapons right now. So don't do it. Get some rusted coins, which let's go ahead and look at. Nope. Things are different. This is Dark Souls 2, not Dark Souls 1. An old rusted coin. Crushing the coin temporarily boosts luck. This rusted coin gives you that little extra bit of luck, making items and the like easier to find. The coin is engraved with the image of a god that is worshipped in ancient times, but no one knows its true origins. In Dark Souls 2, we got to see a lot of things from that little intro. That this is our fate. And if you remember correctly in the last episode, I mentioned that it is our fate to consistently and to constantly, you know, do this over and over again. The cycle constantly continues. So let's see what's behind door number 1.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
These 3 ladies, well 4 ladies I think it was, along with the lady in the very beginning of the game, are firekeepers. They're considered firekeepers by looking at their hoods, the red hoods. And it's strange that they're not next to their flames. And we will go with the name Hero. That tends to be the name I use for all my characters that I play through whenever I do a full playthrough. Yes.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Alright, now we've gotten to the point that we can create our own character. Effigies have taken place of humanity. Essentially, that's what they've done, and which is, you know, pretty decent little idea. But we're gonna create our character. I kind of like just using that particular physique, make ourselves really buff. And then for the face, oh boy, I prefer that face. That's the best looking one they have. Then hair wise, they have some terrible options, but we'll go with that. Eye color, I don't really care about any of this, but we will have a beard, because I have a beard, and I have to make sure the beard stays the same. And we will change the hair color because I have dark brown hair with a little bit of gray in it. I wish they had something to show that, but they don't. We'll go with that. Alright, then let's go ahead and pick our class. Now, I didn't do this in the last playthrough because you have to choose your class prior, and before you can even watch the cutscene. But we're gonna kind of just look through these, and I'll go ahead and tell you now, if you want to have an easier time playing through, Knight and Warrior are probably your two best bets. Either that, or you can go with Explorer, but see, you start out with such a rinky-dink weapon right there, but you kind of already have a bunch of stuff to start out in the game, which is not that bad. Sorceries are really strong no matter what. The only thing I think they took away from is the stun ability that sorceries have, because in the base game of Dark Souls 2, sorceries, miracles, and especially hexes and pyromancies were extremely broken in this game. And since the B team, not the A team that Miyazaki is a part of, Miyazaki-san did not make this game. The B team made this game, which it's okay. I mean, for the most part, but you know, it's really not my favorite. So what should I go with? And as you could see, each one of these have already a stat distribution like all of them do. And if you go with like the Warrior has high strength already, decent dexterity, high health, and the rest of them are in the single digits. Then if you go into the Knight has high strength, high health, and high vitality, which means he has higher equipment load, which they changed equipment load in this game. And he has really low intelligence, which is indicated by that little skull, or the book. Oh man, it's been a while since I've had to remember everything. But I think we'll go with the Knight. Be as basic as possible. Be a basic white girl. And for the item that we're going to go with, we're going to just go ahead and choose... I guess we will choose just a human effigy. And I think that will do our character.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know.
Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Some kind old biddies right there, aren't they? These these are actually who you're going to come to if you want to respect your character, like respect any of your souls or anything, or your level ups or anything like that. And she is...
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveler, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom. My name is Millibeth. The old women were once fire keepers. I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on. The old women were keepers of the fire. But now, the fire shows signs of fading. And the kingdom is beset by hollows. The old women are sisters. I am told there was a fourth. Long ago, fire keepers were commonplace. But now they are lost, scattered to the winds. The old women look...
And that's all she's going to say right there for now. She is a watcher of firekeepers, which is very strange. I'm guessing due to the fact that things have changed, that the fire is fading once again, and they are all gathering together because their bonfires have probably faded out. I don't know if that's true, but before we continue on into this little next area, well, first I do want to get this bonfire right here. And thankfully in this game, you don't have to sit down at the bonfire like you had to in the last one. So, but before we continue on, I want to show how the stats are done. Alright. So, in here we have Vigor, which is your health. Endurance, which we all know what endurance is. It's your stamina. Vitality, which is your equipment burden. Used to be it was in your endurance stat. Now it's on stat altogether. We have Attunement, which is to give you attunement slots to be able to do spells. Strength, Dexterity, and a new stat called Adaptability. I will go ahead and tell you now. Adaptability is one of the worst stats that was ever implemented in this game. Because if you don't have at least 20 adaptability, which I think that's the cap, really, then you're going to get hit by so many things, it's unreal. I'm just being honest with you. So, that should be the first thing that you level up, in my honest opinion. I mean, do it however way you want to do it. But that's how I honestly believe that you should do it. Now, they've done the weight system a little bit different. In the first game, you couldn't really tell how much your equipment burden was and all that stuff. But now they made it a little bit easier. You see down at the bottom right-hand corner, right above my soul counter, it says 40.3%. If you have any equipment that weighs you up over 70%, that means you're going to be fat rolling. Anything below, you can have 69.9% and you'll still be fast rolling. But anything above that, you're going to be fat rolling. So that's just to give you some idea. And we're going to go over here and kind of do a little secret area. The first time I played through this, I didn't know about this area. I had to actually watch Marcus play through this area. But we see right here, we see some big old footsteps. And we're going to come across our actual first true enemy. Which is a giant hippo. And you see how stamina is so much slower than what it was in the day? He'll do that butt slam. That's the attack you kind of want to bait from him. That's the way I like to do it, at least. because it's pretty easy to dodge. Now, if you're wondering what's the difference between Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, well, they changed a lot of things. They mainly changed a lot of like enemy placement. I gotta remember that options is not the button I need to press. Alright, so we got our first ring, and if you see, we can now carry 6 weapons or shields, 10 items, and 4 rings. So we have our first ring, which is additional reduction of enemy poise. Poise is done very differently in this game. I don't really know how to explain it to you the proper way, but it does do a little bit more poise damage, so it's a pretty good little ring to start out. And we also see that we have a weapon deterioration bar underneath. Now we have these little things, which are called life gems. So why don't we go ahead and read what a life gem is. Small stone made up of a crystallized souls. Gradually restores a small amount of HP, often found near abandoned corpses as if it were what remains of the soul. These are basically your consumable healing items, kind of like how the hidden blessing, or not the hidden blessing, but the divine blessings were in Dark Souls 1. These are kind of broken in this game. Just gonna be honest with you. You can literally have 99 of each of the different kinds of like there's a life gem, a bigger life gem than the biggest life gem, and how you collect your life back, it's done really differently. This game is a little bit slower than other games in the past, and you'll kind of see that. See, by popping this life gem, you see how gradual it is whenever it comes back. That's just how this game is. It's very, very slow and methodical, which is not bad, but at the same time, it's kind of at the same time. And then got a small, smooth, silky stone, which you can use that to trade with the crows in this game, because I do have them coming back, and very early too. Just like how it was in all the games. All of the games actually are very early. So let's go ahead and sit down. And we saw a new thing called burn. They made it to where now you can actually burn what is called a bonfire ascetic, which will essentially kind of cheat the way of New Game Plus. So yeah, it's very strange how they did a lot of things, and you'll see how they did like the backstab mechanic. So, but, you know, all in all, this is honestly the Dark Souls game that I've beaten the most out of all of them, to be quite honest with you. I've beaten this one probably about 12, 13 times compared to the other ones. And this is the backstabbing animation. Each one of them, each weapon class has a different class. And we see a big giant hippo over there. We won't be able to reach that for a little bit because we don't have a specific item to get in there. And up here, and you see these little things, we can actually light those with torches. And we got a dagger now, which I like. Oh my gosh, keep forgetting. Sorry for screaming. Oh no. And you see, he still hit me even though I rolled. That's just how this mechanic is with adaptability. That's why I'm telling you, you have to. I mean, you absolutely have to equip that adaptability. That's going to take care of your agility. Now make it faster for you to drink your bonfires. Your Estus flasks. Oh, he got me in the head. That'll make it faster for you to actually drink your souls. Can't speak. Your Estus flask. Popping life gems, stuff like that. Like, it's very essential for you to actually do that kind of thing. Alright, got a soul item right here. See, some of these we can't go into because they have a statue in front of it, and we'll get an item later on to be able to do it. Though it's really not that important, to be quite honest with you. The only reason why that is right there is so that you have the ability to kind of respect the... Here, I'm trying to do the parry animation because I want to show you what it looks like now. Are you going to attack? Attack me. Attack me. The parrying is a little bit different in this game. To be quite honest with you. You have to plan it accordingly. If not, then you're going to mess it up. I know this is the most intense fight y'all have ever watched. I keep messing up that timing. Certain weapons and shields, of course, have better... Alright, I'm done. I'll show you guys later on whenever I have a proper shield to be able to do it with. Alright. We have an item there. And have to jump across. This is one of the scariest parts of this little tutorial area. Because the jumping mechanic in Dark Souls 2 is even worse than what it was in Dark Souls 1. Because see, in Dark Souls 1 you had a double tap circle or B in on Xbox. On here you have to actually do something different. You have to press the R3 button. And I missed! Dang it. Oh well. It doesn't matter. I got him. But the jumping mechanic in this game is terrible, and that is an understatement. Like majorly, it's a huge understatement to say that it's terrible. And see, this is showing you that there's the basilisks here this early in the game, so you can actually go that early. Did I forget to drop that? I sure enough did. I'll get that another time. It doesn't matter. That's where the crows are at. So we're gonna just continue on forward, and if you look up coming from the beginning of the game, you'll see that light. That light is to help guide you out of this place. You see right there, we can't get in there because there's a statue. And you're gonna just kind of run up in here. First time I came in here, I was like, okay, what am I about to come across? Is there a boss? Is there a boss in here? But there is not. There's no boss in here. You're gonna come right in here, see this light, and then finally you come into Majula. This game looks so freaking good right here. This is my favorite place in this entire game. No other place beats Majula in this game, and I'm about to walk right off the edge. I'm trying to remember where the thing is to get the item. I think it's a little further down. I think it's right there. Let's get this item over here. Then you hear the calming music. So good. So freaking good. And see, this is supposed to help you know that you're supposed to drop down right here and right here. Because there is the Morning Star and the Cleric's Sacred Chime. So you can go ahead and start doing spells, and we'll read that in just a minute. There's nothing really particular, particularly great about it. And then we also have the binoculars, which is also good to be able to use. Come over here, light this bonfire, and then you go ahead and rest at the bonfire. And then we meet first waifu of Dark Souls 2.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
And we get our first Estus flask.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrin.
And now we can level up with the Herald. In Dark Souls 1, you can level up at any bonfire, but they've changed that back to the ways of Demon Souls, essentially. And they continue that on from all the rest of the games. Dark Souls 1 is the only one that you can level up at any of the bonfires. In this particular one, they went back to the roots of Demon Souls, where you can level up with her.
Therefore, misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid. Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away. Bearer of the curse. Seek soul, seek lest.
Alright, so let's go ahead and level up. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna aim towards getting that adaptability. She uses a feather, if you just saw that. And then we can also upgrade our Estus flask with her. Let's see if I can... That's not exactly a clear picture. Sometimes you can actually get a clear picture of that, of her. She actually has two color eyes. She has a green and a brown eye. And then, looky here, we have a crestfallen.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drangleic these days, there are very few places like that. I am Solden. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody. Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead will never die. And that's quite a predicament, really. There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul and a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now, like I have. Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace. That is a wise decision. People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence. Let the sentinels cradle you in their embrace. Do you feel it suits me just fine? It will grow on you, this place. Give it some time.
This guy has a lot to say. Needless to say. Oh boy.
Do you see the way beyond the bonfire? That will take you to the forest of the giants. There was once a great fort, but little of it remains. You may just find something there that will be of use on your journey. But don't venture too far inside, or you might not come back. Hade's Tower of Flame lies beyond the far gate. In the cathedral, the Apostles of Blue gather. But the road leading there is perilous. The gate is rigged with some contraption. But how it works, I just don't know. Have you seen that pit, that gaping...
So much to talk
hole?
about.
I don't know what it's like down below, but I wouldn't suggest trying to find out. Besides, you'll never make it down there. Not without a ladder of some sort. The flame you see there is a bonfire. They exist all across the land, beacons to we undead. If you are tired, try resting beside the flame. The flame heals us. Long ago, a woman called a firekeeper watched over each bonfire. She kept the flame lit and guarded it from those who would extinguish it. I wonder where the firekeepers went. Did you notice any letters on the ground on the way here? These are messages that have jumped the fissures between worlds. In Drangleic, the flow of time is convoluted. Things shift and waver, twist and turn. Poignant wishes, dashed dreams, the messages convey our very inner thoughts. If your will to soldier on falters, try leaving a message. Somebody out there is sure to listen. You may notice symbols that appear upon the ground.
So much to talk about.
These are summon signatures. They call upon spirits from other worlds through the schisms in time. If you fear hollows, find summon signatures to call upon spirits to help you. Do you see the way beyond the bonfire?
Okay.
But
He finally... No!
But how you find...
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I didn't realize how much he had to actually say. This is going to be the most boring episode I've ever. I had to say so much crap like, did you know? Did you know? Making it seem like it's a did you know game. My gosh. Oh.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
Look here, man. I don't respond to that chop chop bull crap.
I'm a blacksmith.
And he doesn't have anything new to say. Yeah, so this episode is going to be a little bit slow because we've got a lot of stuff that we got to talk to a lot of NPCs and get stuff, and but after this episode we will actually be able to continue on. There are actually two routes that we can go to begin the game, and we're going to go basically the normal basic route. This is another covenant that you can join right here. This can actually make it a little bit harder in the game. I think they actually make it to where you do a little bit less damage and the enemies have a little bit more health, and you cannot summon help in the game. So yeah, if you want to join that covenant, you certainly can.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind. I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan. You can't even run a shop without their blessing. They claim to be working for the greater good, but it's absolute hogwash. Oh, by the gods, why the hell am I here?
And oh gosh, and you can see he really doesn't have too much. He has Iron Parma, Silver Eagle Kite Shield, and he does carry the Twin Dragon Great Shield, which is not a bad shield. And then he carries a few pieces of armor, nothing too big. But there's an interesting storyline whenever it comes to Moglin here. And you see a lot of people have died in here. That's all because people actually kill him, especially for speedruns. They'll kill him to get his clothes. If you kill him, you'll actually get an increase on your souls and all that. So it's always a good thing. And then we have one more NPC to talk to, and then we'll go ahead and finish up this this episode.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shaqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful. This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful? This place is fascinating. We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused. Are you going to see the old ones? Those four who have grown so incredibly ancient. They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake, no one even knows their names anymore. Imagine that. Yes, nothing like yourself. For you have a most pleasant scent that grows nicer with each passing day.
It's interesting that she keeps mentioning our scent that grows more pleasant.
Have you made friends with the man by the sea? He's lost everything. Absolutely everything. The only thing he's good for now is a few tidbits on covenants. Covenants are a type of, well, contract, you might say. You give something to gain something. That's the way humans like it, right? It might be just the thing you need. But what does a cat know?
Shalquar, I'm pretty certain you know a little bit more than what you're showing here, to be quite honest. Shalquar is a very interesting character. Probably one of my favorite NPCs in Dark Souls 2.
Did you see that oddly formed rock behind here? Long ago they called it Victor's Stone, as I recall. If you wish to face greater challenges, speak to the rock. Although, you'd just as well not.
Talking about that covenant, the hard covenant.
This place is already dead. Everything will crumble.
Okay. And that's all she has. And then you can abandon covenants, find out your covenant ranking, and buy items from her. And the most important item you want to get from her is this item. That is probably the most important item in this game. Because how they do fall damage in this in Dark Souls 2 is absolutely stupid. You can die really easily by just dropping down off of a...
Nothing suited you, I presume? Well, that's dismaying.
You could drop down from a very small area and take a chunk of damage. Like, dropping down to that particular spot right there where that item's at, that would probably kill you. And so, alright. That's all we're going to do for now. We're going to go upgrade our Estus Flask, since we just got us a new one. And then the next episode, we're actually going to go forward into the Forest of the Giants.
Bearer, seek lesson.
No, not level up. No! There we go. Now we have 2 Estus Flasks.
Bearer.
No! Why did I do that? Alright. Let's go ahead and equip our... My gosh, I gotta remember how to play this stupid game. Alright. Well, we were able to get a lot of dialogue from everyone inside of Majula, which is our hub. And we got a few items, and in the next episode, we're going to continue on with the game. So thank you guys for showing up. I am Legendary Ness, and I'm super excited to be back. I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.